disclosure, me and Alison have smashed about half of this already.
Well, I was just thinking, is there any spinach on my tea?
No, you're looking good, Bob, don't worry. But Chiappa, Michela, is in the kitchen for us now.
Chiappa's in the house.
Chiappa's in the house with a risotto. Michela, I cannot tell you how much I love risotto. This is a beautiful risotto.
Already we're in.
Well,
it's delicious.
A lot of people are terrified of risottos.
Why?
What is it?
I think it's a 30-minute dish, right, start to finish, which brilliant. One pan, no washing up. I think the challenge is most people to try it in the traditional method, where they're spooning, and even though it's 30 minutes, you've got to be round it, because otherwise it's going to stick. But
I love that.
Yeah, well,
some people want to put it on. Some people just want to go, put it on, go away, do a few little
come
jobs.
back.
No, that's me. My wife is great at stews and stuff that she doesn't have to worry about.
I got a little bit of a cheat. For those people out there that want to do a risotto, because this is genius, like a quick lunch, you get friends round, you can do it in 30 minutes, and I don't think you need to stir.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's really important, I'm using fresh ingredients, but this is like my go-to store cupboard. So we have got salmon, get frozen. You can defrost salmon in like 5-6 minutes underwater. Get frozen spinach. I always have frozen peas and frozen spinach in my freezer.
Really?
My girls eat frozen peas as a snack.
No, but apparently it's still got all the vitamins.
Breakfast.
So good.
Most mornings, my daughter's
like... You just told them they're sweets or something? Have you done that?
Fiamma gets frozen raspberries and frozen peas in a bowl, and we'll literally, like, pop them. But, so I always have that in my freezer. I live by my freezer, because I think if you want quick, fast cooking, it really helps.
Yeah.
And so, this is my, like, little cheap way of doing it. Onions, sofrito base is often traditionally...
We talked about sofrito. What are you doing not having sofrito?
So I'm not having a sofrito.
You're the one that taught me about sofrito.
Well, the little trick, so I've got a bit of oil in here. I'm going to put half a teaspoon of salt into the oil, because that will infuse with the onions and it will stop you having to put loads of seasoning in at the end.
OK.
I think I may have said this before, but my mum's trick when my dad used to be out working all day and she'd had, like, a day with the girls, he liked food on the table at a certain time.
Fresh. Did he want it fresh as well?
Always. And she'd come back and be like, oh, my God, I haven't done food. She'd just fry an onion and he'd walk in and be like, oh, what's been cooking? And it's literally, try the trick. Just fry an onion and wait for someone to walk in and they'll be like, what are you cooking?
Dinner.
So the onions are nice and soft. You don't want to burn them. And then right at the end, I'm going to throw in my garlic, because this will cook in about 30 seconds. And again, you don't want it to burn. Now the pan's getting nice and
So, Michela, we talked about sofrito. Sofrito is what? Is onion?
Sofrito is onion, celery.
And celery,
yeah. But finely chopped. And
now, this would be the normal kind of basis to a risotto, but you're not doing that today.
I'm not doing the sofrito base, because, again, it'll take me 20 minutes just to finely chop the carrot and celery.
Couldn't be bothered today, could you,
Now, I got my onions and my garlic. Now, you do have to use arborio or caneroli rice. So don't try and make a risotto with basmati or something else, OK? These are fat little bits of rice that will puff out and absorb the flavour.
It's not expensive. You can get good supermarket risotto
gosh, no.
rice.
Supermarket-owned brands all the time. Great. Now, this is the bit you do have to be here for. And in about a minute, that white rice is going to start going a little bit translucent, OK? And when it is at that stage, so I'm just going to keep stirring a little bit, and I've got a nice flat-ended spatula here.
So you're not adding anything to it?
Nothing at the minute. You don't want it to start sticking at this stage. I am now going to go in with a nice... I'm hoping this is going to do this. It should sizzle now. Fingers crossed. Yeah. That's what you want to hear. So, bit of white wine, and for those people that don't like alcohol, the alcohol will burn off. So all you're doing here is leaving that the lovely flavours in with the rice.
I can smell it over here now. That's
lovely,
delicious, isn't it?
Yeah, it's gorgeous. What's the purpose of the wine? Is it just to give it a bit of sugar?
It's depth of flavour, and, you know, the alcohol burns off, and it really does. You won't taste the wine, but it will really enhance the flavour. Now then, I'm not going to say this is it, but it sort of is this is it. So at this stage, I've got about 1 litre of stock. I go in with half the stock, OK? And a lot of people out there are going to go, ooh, what's she doing? But if you imagine the first stages of a risotto, all that rice is going to do is absorb the stock.
Yeah.
And this will save you that first 10, 15 minutes of just, like, laboriously one ladle
just put half the stock in.
Yeah, I know, you're horrified, Dermot.
It makes sense, though, doesn't it?
Doing
horrified. But that's just going to...
Italians, look away now.
This is my kind of cooking, just get it done.
And also another little treat, if you haven't got fresh stock, use a stock cube.
Oh, yeah,
come on, use a stock cube. Even chuck in boiling water and crumble it in.
Yes.
I mean, I'm going to shock everyone today. But look, we have to be practical. I'm all about cook fresh and make it easy for yourself. I'd rather do a little bit of a cheat and know that my family eating fresh, wholesome food.
What's your mother say about this?
Oh, Mum's a big believer.
You're right.
Shopping all day, frying onion.
She's all over it.
So when that is at about halfway, you should get to this consistency. And now we're at the stage where you go, aha, here we go. Now we can do... So you can have done your washing up at this stage. You could have done all your prep.
Yeah.
So now we go with a ladle at a time. Yeah. And the reason being is and this is where people, I think, get panicked with risotto. You want it al dente, which means it's got a little bit of a bite still, but you don't want a soup. Yeah. And you don't want it dry. So this is where you do have to spend maybe the last 10 minutes, even 7 minutes. I've probably got 2 now. So into this, we're going to put lemon zest. OK, you could have put this in at this stage if you wanted to. Juice of a lemon or half a lemon. This depends on your taste buds. I go with a whole lemon. I love citrus. Some people prefer it to be just a more subtle flavour.
No, I love the lemony taste.
It does.
It's quite subtle in the end, isn't it?
And then, here we go, freeze. Now, you could use frozen spinach. I've got fresh because I do love what it does when it cooks down.
Me too.
And this literally just goes in right at the end. Check it for seasoning. Your salmon, which cooks in about a minute.
No way, is that all?
Yeah. All goes in. And what I would say is, if you want a luxurious feel, OK, I'm going to leave that there and bring you what the end result's got to look like.
Butter.
Butter. So people are horrified by this, but Italians, right at the end of a risotto, throw in a knob of butter or two and cream.
No,
so you can opt to not have this, but if you put that in, you don't have to. It will add the most delicious...
I'm putting it in.
And...
Is that cream?
£7 for 4 people.
That's great.
You know, really good.
That's really reasonable.
Really
you can do that with chicken if people don't like fish as well, no?
Double cream. But these 2 last bits are a little bit indulgent. But for me, I think it is worth it. And look at that.
Delicious.
Michaela.
Oh, Michaela, that is so lovely. Well, if you want any of these recipes and delicious ideas from our chefs, all you need to do is download our free This Morning app. Thank you so much.
Michaela, that was so good.
Anytime.
Thank you so
good.
much. Come back immediately. Carry on cooking.